Hello guys, welcome back to another idea of housing recycling. In this week's video, we are going to keep on working on a series of outside chairs to enjoy this nice weather. And I'm going to make some outdoor furniture for the garden. So if you have a large balcony, this one could be a very good fit for you. So after making this very nice pallet bench and also using it for almost 5 years, we've decided to change a little bit the design and create something still using recycled materials. But this time, using an old fence. And what's very nice with this design is the fact that you can place it in different ways. You can have it longer, have it shorter, or even attach a small table in order to have a complete large garden chairs. And if you are interested in doing it yourself for your home and you have a very old fence that you are thinking to change and to throw away, wait, just don't throw it away. Remember, we recycle and we make sure to create beautiful and practical design out of recycled materials. Alright? And I will be adding some links for you below in the video description so you can download your free 3D plan in order to do it yourself. And also a big shout out and thanks to our friends at the Floriade Expo 2022 for supporting our recycle projects. And I was very glad and happy to be nominated and receive this green pin from a very wonderful woman, I should say. Loes Jepma, which is the representative for the Floriade Expo, which will take place in Almere in the Netherlands in 2022. So save the date. And we've been following the work this entire team is doing around this event. And believe me, this is amazing what's coming. An entire small green city that you will be able to visit, and this during 6 months. And you know what is nice about that? Is the fact that we all will be able to contribute to make it happen. Making changes, proposing ideas, and much more. Alright, I'm too excited about it. So, I will be giving you a little bit more information at the end of this video. So make sure you watch until the end, because believe me, this one might blow your mind. Alright, so let's start making this nice outside chair. And we talk about this big event just after. Let's go.
First, get some large old panel fence to create beautiful chairs and bench for your garden. So let's clear all the unwanted material from those panels. We have a clean fence and that's just perfect. And here is one of the poles to use for this design. Now, I will remove all panels from those fences. And I will start by unscrewing each screws from the fence. For this, I will use my electric screwdriver. Believe me when I'm telling you, it's a very nice tool and it helps to speed up the work. Loose all the screws from the bottom and top of the vertical part of this panel and pull out the screws with your hand after making them loose with your screwdriver. And I am following exactly the same process to make the screws out of the remaining part of the other panel fences. And it's finally done. Now I'm putting all the separated panels on the side. Now I need to make all those panels clean and smooth. Then adjusting my thickness planner to fit the panels. This wonderful power tool of mine will make each of them clean and look like new again. While holding them from the end, slowly pass them through the planner. Of course, do the entire smoothing process with care and precision. This long wooden piece, I need to cut it. So now I'm measuring the long wooden pole, and this one is around 3 meters long. Then mark a point at 165 centimeters with a pen. I'm using here my only miter saw to cut this piece from the marked point, and it's done. Now I'm gonna use 3 small clean panels to make the single set of chairs. Then take a cushion of the appropriate size like this one for measuring the seat of your chairs. Place your cushion on the arranged panels. Now mark on the panels according to the size of the cushion. You can use a carpenter scale and pencil to mark the exact points. And adjust the scale properly to mark the exact lines on those panels. Then I will repeat the same process on the other side of those panels. Now, with a large meter scale, complete the traced lines and mark them in dark for a clear understanding. And make sure you do this step for the lines on both sides. Now remove the extra parts on both sides by placing them one above the other on the miter saw. Change the side. Again, tidy it up with your clamp. And make a smooth cut with the miter saw. Here the parts for the single seat chairs are ready, so now it's time for the long bench for the large seating area. I'm using again 3 large panels, but this time using 2 cushions to mark the points. Place them close to each other and check the alignments properly. I'll use a large scale to mark a parallel line to the cushions on the arranged panels. Dark the marked lines with repetitive use of the pen, then use the same process for cutting the extra parts of those panels. Place 3 panels one above each other on the miter saw to make the cuts. Then now let's see what we have for the other parts of those chairs. Here I have some other wooden pieces that I will be using for the legs of those chairs. Before using them, I need to give them a fine finish. Let's make those poles smooth and clean again with the planer. Here you can see that the surface looks pretty much smooth. But as you can see, some dirt and roots are still present in the lines of the wood. So to remove all of this, I'm going to use my brush sander. Now let's move on and bring all the panels of the single seat chairs and make the edges smooth as well with the router. Move the panels in the forward direction with care to make the edges plain. Flip the side of the same panels and repeat the same process. Here you can see that the surface is becoming clean and smooth. Then I'm repeating the same procedure for all the panels to make their edges round and smooth. And doing the same with the poles. All I need to do is follow the same steps to make the edges plain as I did earlier. As you can see, all panels and poles are looking like new ones. Now that they are pretty much ready for making the beautiful patio garden chairs, for the legs, as I said, I'm gonna use the different poles. Now I'm making the cut on one side of the wood with the miter saw, then moving forward with the rest. Note that I need 3 such pieces for the one leg of the chair. No, actually 4 with the small one. Now fix the short panels with clamps on the table and mark 2 points on one side of it. Now with the drill, make holes on the marked point for the screws. In the holes and remove the dust with the sandpaper, then check if it fits the screws or not. Give support to the legs of the chair with the poles and then just checking all the parts will get fit with the legs. And now that I got it, I need to make some cut on this to make it fit perfectly. I'm gonna use my bandsaw to cut some part from this piece of wood start to cut the wood from the middle line of the piece, then just stop when you reach the point. Place it over one of the triangular part of the legs, make holes in it with the drill for the long screws. Finally, place the screws in the holes and tighten them with the screwdriver. Now it's time to fix the parts of the other parts of the legs, also with screws. Now I'm ready with all the legs for the chairs and bench. It's time for the seating. For the single seat chairs, let's check the adjustment first for making the panels fit in between the legs of those chairs. Then arrange the short panels in this way for making of the backrest. I am repeating the same steps to make the seating part as well as the backrest of the patio chairs with the panels. Here at the top of the chair there is a gap. Then now I'm going to fill this gap with a small panel piece. Use another piece of panel to make a balance between the chair and the ground. Then of course, fix them with screws. Here, the first beautiful chair is ready. Now, I'm going to apply some oil on the chair to make it look shiny and beautiful. And let's make use of the same process for the making of the large bench as well. For this, I need to arrange the 3 legs, fix them with the long panels by using screws, fix the panels at the top of the backrest, and follow the same steps for the remaining single seat chair. Then here you are, ready with 3 amazing patio chairs and bench for your garden. And to make them look even more beautiful, paint them with green and white as in the video. Best and recycled patio chairs for any home. These are just perfect for kids, family, and everyone at home. Then enjoy some family time.
Alright, how cool is that? Take your old fancies, changing them into something very beautiful. In that case, a large bench for your garden or even your balcony. You never know. And don't forget to let me know below in the comments what you're thinking about this design. As always, I will try to make sure to share some very nice recycled ideas with you. The kind of design which make you think, oh man, is that really possible? And believe me, yes my friends, it is. At least at my ATC TV. And talking about big upcoming event, and I've been introducing to you earlier in this video, I'm presenting to you today the Floriade Expo 2022 taking place in Almere in the Netherlands. And some of you might ask, whoa, what is this? The Floriade Expo will be one of a kind and for sure a step forward into a more sustainable future. But the focus with the Floriade will be to share with all visitors a unique experience and a lot of green parks and structures, an healthy food production, having an healthy living environment, sustainable energy solutions, and much more. Because while visiting the expo, you will be invited to explore, touch, or even take part of the church. I know it's very far away, you know, 3 years. But this is giving you enough time to prepare yourself and come to visit us. I'm saying visit because guess what? I will be also there. So you never know. Maybe it could be a very good occasion for us to meet up, brainstorm, or even share ideas. And maybe create some nice thing. But this time, face to face. And in the next sequence, I will be sharing with you a pretty nice video from them presenting this event and giving you an overview on what it's going to be.
So here I'm sharing with you a quick view of the construction site. And of course, feel free to click on the link above to check the preview video.
Alright, so I guess I don't have to say more than that. Prepare yourself for 2022. Prepare your trip. You have 3 years to go. So prepare yourself. As usual, Mr. ATC, once again, for another idea of housing. If you're new to the community, to our channel, feel free to subscribe just right here. You want to know more about the Floriade and what they are doing, subscribe also just right here. And I will see you next time.